Now for something completely different. I've had a lot of people asking, how do you make a modern looking build? So what I thought I'd do is run you through the thought processes that I go through when I'm creating these buildings. So here we are. I'm going to cover how I go about building a modern looking build. This is what I would class as a modern house building style. And I'll go through the thought process that I do for creating the overall shape, but also how I would decorate it inside. When you're looking at doing a modern style building, often you'll find the colours are very simple. White is very, very frequently used, and there tends to be an accent texture, but also colour of wood. This building, I've done that, but also I've done the same with the main building on top of the hill. The intention is to use very big, simple geometric shapes. It's quite in contrast to an awful lot of the other designs that you see done in Minecraft. Almost impossible looking shapes and large overhangs and those sorts of things. As a result, you tend to have this move away from the symmetry that you would have seen certainly in earlier time periods, and very much to very, very bold, very, very simple shapes, and often in almost impossible looking designs. This shape that I've got here, this is mostly a big zigzag. The intention was that it was not symmetrical, i.e. one side sticks out further than the other side. Not by much, but it's enough that it draws your eye, and also it's not a square box. It's got sides where there's nothing on it, and there are sides when it has walls all the way across. I've then built a continuous theme between the layers with having the wood going through, which sort of ties it all together. It would also be very, very common to not have that at all, to just have what you can see in the background without those, but I thought it needed it in this particular case, otherwise it was just an awful lot of grass. Other things with modern designs is they're very, very plain. Now in Minecraft, that makes it quite difficult to build and make it look decent. A lot of Minecraft these days you see around texturing using multiple layers of half blocks and buttons and wool and various different things to try and break up the squareness that exists within Minecraft. How do we make things look aesthetic and make them seem and feel right? Well, there's a key thing, and you see it in photography a lot, where if you have a single subject, that looks fine, or you have three things. So that's why in this particular case, I've gone for 3 layers, and then to keep it looking nice, I've made the bottom layer look quite different. So you can see this looks nice and balanced with the 3. If I had 4, it wouldn't look as good. And if I had 2, it wouldn't look as good. So that's why there's 3. But also I've changed the bottom to make it look like it's anchored in the ground and to separate it out. Another interesting thing that I've done is I've used very dark colours on the bottom. Having dark and light colours means that your eye is drawing more to the light colours, and as a result you don't see the bottom as much. So now you can say, well, why have you got 2 pillars down through? Well, there's no real need to have 1 or 3 or 5 or any other number. It's just a number to tie the whole thing together and not to stand out too much. So the idea is the white is the bit that really catches your eye. There's naturally 3 shapes there. So the slightly darker wood going up and down doesn't catch your eye as much, and so it's less noticeable. So it's not one of the real highlights of it. Also in modern builds, you tend to use an awful lot of glass. The ability to produce large flat panes of glass is something that's relatively recent. In architectural terms, you certainly don't see an awful lot of large panes of glass from the 1800s, because it's extremely difficult to produce that size and that flatness. However, as technology has improved, it's more and more common. So as a result, a lot of builds these days have very, very big plain glass sheets because they can. As a result, I've stuck with large glass sheets. Let's pop inside and have a quick look. So let's talk at some of the interior design ideas. You might start to notice some of this design pattern that we're seeing. The bed is 3 wide. As a result, the outer layers are 5 and 7 wide. Means that it looks nice. There are 3 shelves. The carpet is 7 wide. They're all little things that help to make it look better. You also contrast that. These are not lined up. They're deliberately separated apart. This bit is deliberately symmetrical. It's these contrasts in symmetry and not symmetry that really define modern architecture and modern building to make things look right. I have tucked in a nice little balcony over here. I thought it was a nice thing to go and do, and also you could fly in here more practically when you're playing Minecraft, which is nice. Talk about the colours. The colours are very simple. They're not flashy. They're not bright. This is all very monochromatic, i.e. one colour. It's black and white. This is white for the purpose of the illustration, although there is yellow on there. But then there's one thing that's purple. So what that means is that automatically draws your eye to the corner of the room. Now this is my favourite part of this whole build. We've got the tree from down below, poking up through, and I've used the top of the tree to create a table. We've got quite a gothic looking candle, and there are 4 dotted around. But you'll notice that they are not symmetrical to the table. This block is not directly from the corner. It's off a little bit. Same with this one. The table is not symmetrical. There is one corner that is wider than the rest. The floor is not symmetrical. The chairs are not symmetrical. They don't line up with each other. They don't match. My idea was this is sort of that sort of upcycled, recycled chairs that you see in quite a lot of fancy restaurants these days, or the days before COVID, where these wouldn't all match, and that's deliberate. This room would be very, very boring if everything matched in here. If we used the same colour for the tablecloths as we did for the cushions, and if we used the same doors on the backing, this would be a very, very plain room. If we use just torches in the corners, again, it'd be very, very plain because there's not a lot going on. But by making variety here, and a subtle variety, not just every single thing totally different, it means that it makes it a bit more interesting and a bit more eye-catching, which is really important. I spent quite a lot of time trying to get that looking right how I wanted it done, but also reasonably well lit up. It's not perfectly lit up. Mobs can spawn in here, but I've done my best to get it as close as possible to mob proof. I am limited a little bit with the sort of lighting that we can put in. With hindsight, I could have done something by making the floors more than 1 block thick, so I could have hidden in their lanterns. I have used sea lanterns in the corner throughout the entire building, and that's reluctantly. I would rather have been able to not use them, but I need it to light up the stairways. So this is a very, very plain room. The walls don't catch your eye. The floor doesn't catch your eye. The ceiling doesn't catch your eye. The table really does, and the chairs really do. And also, it means that outside is really important part of how the room looks. At night time, it will look very different to daytime. The sun sets over there, so you'll be able to watch the sunset from within this room. Really is a very pleasant room. Move on to the next room. Next room, the kitchen. The kitchen is rather overshadowed by the tree. This tree is 99% original tree that existed in this space when this building was built. I'll cut to what this area looked like before I made any changes. Okay, so you can see that this tree is one of the original features, and I really wanted to make it part of this build. So I had the glass to allow you to see it up and down between the floors, but it's dark enough that it does look solid and you wouldn't have any hesitation to stand on it, so it doesn't look like a hole in the room. Now, inevitably, this means the leaves of the tree fall in one of the rooms, and where those leaves fall is going to make it look a bit more tricky. So I've got a lot of dead space in the back of this room that I can't really do a lot. I mean, I could put in a little sofa or something, but it's kind of wasted space. Which happens, let's be honest, this isn't perfect, this is Minecraft. So I've broken up this wall a little bit by putting in a fridge. And over here we've got a lovely kitchen area with our nice splashbacks. and our sink and the cooker and an extractor. And then we've got this oak to match this oak. I wanted to put a furnace in here because otherwise I'd just end up doing a similar sort of thing to what I did in the other build, and I wanted to do something different. And actually I think the furnace works here. Yes, I could put a smoker in, it adds a bit more interest, but then the smoker is actually a very similar texture to this, and I didn't want the texture to be repeated. I wanted this texture to look one thing and then this to kind of match in this direction. Next up, we've got a table. Notice the table is 5 long and there are 3 seats for it. Again, that's that 5 and 3 again. I wanted to keep these nice small seats so they would be sort of more like a snacky table where you'd sit and eat food more often as opposed to the showy offy one upstairs. Again, I've had to put sea lanterns in here because there really is a lack of lighting options available to me. I couldn't have easily put in the end rods anywhere to make that work. I mean, maybe we could put some in the ceiling, but honestly, I've run out of end rods. I need to go end busting and get myself some more end rods at some point. I'm open to suggestions of what to do in the corner. We could maybe extend it out and put like a little TV area in there, but we'll have a think about that on another time. And last of all, we've got the basement. Now, this is a room that I haven't quite decided what to do with it yet. I might turn it into a lounge, but also the house is missing a bathroom, so we need to have a think about whether we put that in or not. But for right now, I'm quite happy with this. I really like the colour of the grass. It's a lovely, lovely green colour, and I'd like to try and keep that in here somehow. Now, we could turn this into some kind of snug, or we could make this into some kind of a spa area where we have a little swimming pool and lounges and that sort of thing. But I'm just going to sit and have a think about it with all these builds. There's no point rushing into trying to do everything. If you don't quite feel the vibe and haven't quite got your head around exactly what you want it to look like, then don't do it. Just take your time. Also, it's lovely the fact that you can see up through to the other rooms. I do like that. Anchors it together. I have also attempted to go for a similar colour for this. In an ideal world, I'd make this exactly the same as the pillars, but I can't do that. This is Minecraft. I'm limited by the vanilla textures, and I don't want to retexture it. So that's what we've got. And that's really how I've gone about creating this house. I've made lots of decisions as I've gone. I haven't pre-planned this or pre-built this. I built this as I went. I had rough ideas of what I looked online for different ideas from different very good builders to see, and then kind of created my own theme, my own style with it. And I like it. It's a really nice building. I'm really happy with it. That's it. I've had enough. We have to go rescue Betty. Let's do this. Okay, so the flying isn't so easy. Let's try that again. Let's go rescue Betty. Ow, my face. Third time lucky. Look at me, soaring effortlessly to rescue Betty. Bye-bye, house. We'll be back. Ooh, gotta have a snack. We need to come in low so that they might not spot us. There's the base. Go quietly. Shh. Got to sneak. Don't tell anyone we're here. Shh, don't tell anyone. What was that? It's a spider. Villagers. There's the evil lair. Oh, and they've trapped horses and sheep and a chicken. Well, the chicken might just be visiting. We need to try and sneak into their base without being spotted. Try and rescue Betty. Oh, nice sorting machine. Go for a sneaky fly around. It doesn't look like there's anyone here. So far, so good. No sign of Betty. No Betty. Shh, cat. Have you seen Betty? You have? Where is she? Tell her. Tell us. We'll go and rescue them. Over there on the hill? Over that way? Thank you, cat. You're our hero. Good cat. Who's a good cat? Who's a good cat? You're a good cat. Oh, yes, you are. Who's such a good cat? Okay. Thank you for your help. Let's go find Betty. Sit over by the hill. Betty! We found you! Let's just try and land. Try and land. Hey, I did it. Betty! Betty! No! It's a spy cow! What have you done with Betty? What have you done with them? No! This isn't fair. Betty was here, and now she's gone. Maybe gone forever. I know, spy cow. You're meant to be Betty. Naughty spy cow. Right, well, I'm going to leave you up here then. I'm not going to rescue you. You can stay up here for being a naughty spy cow. Right, what are we going to do? Let's continue to have a sneak around. They've got to be here somewhere. Somewhere. Ooh, ow. Not very good at this flying thing. They're a secret hiding base. No, it's a dead end. Well, what I am going to do... I'm going to trample your crops. Now they'll know who's been here. SteakAppraiser. Ow. You naughty dog and cat. You're in cahoots, aren't you? Told that naughty Dutch caffeine. Doesn't sound like a cow. You tricked me. Naughty cat and dog. Maybe they're down here. To listen carefully. No. Got a dragon. No, I can't hear a cow anywhere. What have they done with poor Betty? We're going to have to wait till we find out what their evil plans are. Best get home. It's getting dark. Well, that was a disappointing trip. I thought we would find Betty, but turns out we were tricked. That evil Dutch caffeine, or maybe misunderstood Dutch caffeine. We'll have to plan something else, or wait until we hear what the ransom is, or any information to find out where poor Betty is. Anyway, it's dark. Time for sleep. Thank you very much for watching. Feel free to like and subscribe. Very kind of you to watch my videos. Any feedback is always appreciated. All that's left to do is to say cheers and gone.